Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Skill RPA. Here, as part of the BotsDNA series, we covered 4 use cases. And in this video, we are going to cover this school info use case. And here the requirement is we need to download the master template file, which I already downloaded. And we just need to search with the school code. And this page will be opened. All the information related to the school name, address, phone number, students, principal. So all this information, we need to take this information and put that back into the spreadsheet. So in this, so here, this is how we generally manually doing this. And we will be automating this. And for each and every school code, we need to search and we need to click on the search button and we need to open this. But if you see here, that is like as is process. But when we are automating, we can find out like different way or alternate approach to do the automation as well. So here I need to type in the code and I need to click on search. But if you see this URL, like botsdna.com/school/code.html, this is the URL which we are getting when we are clicking on the search button. So if I want to go for the next code, what I will do is I'll just change the URL code here and click on handle. So the school information got changed. So the URL is building in such a way that it is having the school code, and based on that, we will get the school information. And we can take this data and put that back against this school code. So the alternate way of different approach, what we have taken is like this typing and click on search button. We can skip these 2 UI actions. And when we are developing the code, we should always look in such a way that how we can minimize our actions so that we can reduce our possible errors. So here, when we are building on this, let us take the like downloading of this file, and I'm just skipping it. So because the download of file, if you see in the previous videos, we already performed. So you can give a try of building your own when for downloading of this. And I'll directly navigate to extract the information, put that back into the Excel. So this is our use case, and we will do that now. So whatever I have this file, right, I'll save this in the project folder. So I'll just save this as, I'll remove all this information. Yeah, I'll have all these codes and I'll save this file into the folder. So now I have the file in this folder, so I can start automating it. So let me use read range activity. Let me close this for a while. Like this. And the sheet name is sheet 1. Add headers. And we'll just create an output variable here, dt underscore school information. So this is my table. And now we will loop through each row of this. I always prefer to go with row and rename this for each row in dt school information. So this will give us a meaningful description of what we are trying to do. And here, read range workbook, we can just use read master template XLSX. Now we need to have a school code. So let me do one thing. Let me refresh this, open this. So my school code is this. So I'll use attached browser activity. So I don't have. Even we can use this use application browser as well. But I was like more all the videos like we have done with the classic. So let us do this with the modern. So we can just identify that. Just identified this. And what we will do is we'll have a, so now I'm just putting it as an hour. It's not open. Okay. So here, the browser, if you see the URL, right? This is based on the school code. So what we can do, we can just put this into the browser URL. So let us try to see what actually happening. I'll just put a message box here. Just to see how the things are going on. And let me close this. Let us run this. See here. So we got with 1723. Was supposed to this URL, right? But we got the different one. Stop this. Then use navigate. Sorry, go to URL. You can give this as a URL. So let us run this. So if you see here, it was navigated to the required code. And click on OK. Now it is navigate. See here, two browsers are open. Different URLs. Okay, let me just stop this. Let me just put this as no. Let me close this. Let me run this. So it is navigated. Click on OK. Which is not happening because we need to open it. Okay. Let us do one thing. If not open, if opened by this. And then let us run this. Or else like let us put always close this and run the flow. So we have 142758. We click on OK. It closed it and it reopened the required. So it is working as expected for me. So what we need to do is we need to extract the information, right? Delete. So for the table extraction, we'll select this and we'll add a column. Yes. So we have two informations. One is this information, and the other is this information. So we can just rename this as M value. Save and close. Continue. So the extraction will be done with this. So we have the data which is got extracted. Now we need to fetch the information for each value from this. Based on that, we will be writing that back into the Excel. So from this extracted data, let's put a log message here just to see how we are getting the information. Dot row So for that, we need to filter this data table based on what input you want to have, and we need to write it back. But we have always like fixed order, so it is not necessary for us to filter the table based on this. But what we will do is like we may get similar use cases going further as well. So I'll explain how we can filter for school address, filter for school phone number, filter for student strength and everything. And also we need to get this school name as well, right? So what we will do is we'll use get text activity. We can just simply identify this. We can modify this selector. So we don't want to have a ANA. So this H1 tag will be good enough. So it's not necessary to modify it. So we'll just click on confirm. And we will get this into control K school name. So let us see whether we are getting the information as expected or not by putting a message box under this. School name. And here to get the school address, I'll just show you for one school address. So for that, we will use filter data table activity. And whatever the extracted table we have, and we will have it for control K into school address. And in the configure filter, for the rows, we'll give the column name, which is equal to, and we'll just take this and the value will be DT school address dot rows of 0 of column name value dot toString. So we are taking the first row because with that filter we will be having only one row item. So let us run and see whether we are getting the expected output or not. Bhagyanagar, 4th line, Ongole, Vivekananda High School. And Bhagyanagar, 4th line, Ongole. Now it is St. Xavier's High School, and we should have Karnool Road, Ongole. St. Xavier's High School. And if we see here, Karnool Road, Ongole. So we are getting the information as expected. So let us stop this. If you see, right, like for each and every value, we need to put this filter data table activity. So which looks like your code will become very lengthy code and it is a bit hard for you to understand, right? So do we have an alternate way to do that? Let us see. Let us try to build something here with a single liner. Extracted data table dot select. And inside this, we will give the condition. What we will do is we will just put in a double quotes. Name is equal to, under the single quotes, we need to provide the value. So that we will be passing it as a, you can pass it as a variable or you can just write the value what we want to have. So the condition is that needs to be school address colon. And let us put that here. So now we filtered our data table in case if the name column value is school address space colon. And now this is my filtered data table rows. And we can have the index as 0. And now we can have the first row item. So what this will do is this will give you the array of data rows, this select method, whereas the filter data table is directly giving you the data table, but the select method will give you the array of data rows. So we already taken the first row item because we passed it as a 0 index. Dot item of value dot toString. So what this select method is giving you array of data row, and from there we are taking the first row item which is of 0 index, and inside of that row we are taking the item of value and dot toString. We click on OK, and we will remove this filter data table activity, and we will run this and we will see. So if you see, right, we are getting Bhagyanagar, 4th line, Ongole. We'll click on OK. We should get the Karnool Road, Ongole. St. Xavier's, Karnool Road, Ongole. So we are getting the values with the syntax of the select method. Generally, we call these as link queries, which means like we will do the operations on top of a data table, similar to what we are trying to do in a database SQL language. That's why we call this as a link queries. And we can use the select method to filter the data table. And when we are using this select method, it won't return you the data table. It will return you the rows, array of rows. So let me delete this school address, because for each and every value, we need to have that filter data table activity, and we need to have one more variable. So all this information is not required. Now we got this information, right? We could able to get the school address. And also we have the school name, which we are tested for two records. And we will write for other as well, but for now it is for 2 records. Now, what we need to do is we need to write the information back to this. To write the information back to this into this data table, what we can do is we will take a multiple assign activity, because we need to add multiple assigns, right? So here, what we need to have school name, right? We can just take the school name, and which is of our data table, right? So row of school name. So we want to add the value, whatever the school name we have, to the existing data table row of the school name, so that it will update the value back into that. So what we can do is we will just write school name. So here we need to do for all the other information as well. Like school address, we'll just add row of school address, and the school address value is this, which we filtered out. Okay. So for all the other information, in case like if you want to go for the school phone number, we'll have this row of school phone number. And here we will just copy this, write it back here. And the only information which needs to be changed here, filter condition, right? So we will just copy the school phone number colon, and we will put that back here. School phone number. Click on OK. So in this way, we can write all the information back into this. So let me take number of students. Let us take principal name. Of teaching staff. Number of non-teaching staff. School buses. School playground. Facilities. School accreditation. School hostel. School canteen. School stationery. School teaching methods. Timing. School achievements. School awards. School uniform. School time. So we got all the information. Now we need to give the values for each. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this and I'll put this here. And here it is number of students, right? So student strength. So in this way, we need to write for all these values, right? So principal name. We need to get the principal name. And now it is for the number of teaching staff. Next is number of non-teaching staff, number of non-teaching staff. Just copy this. Here it is, number of school buses. So the next is school playground. Let's remove this place. Well, let us do one thing. Facilities, we'll just copy everything and we'll change the detail at the end. So this is school playground. Yeah, we have it properly. And from facilities, we need to update the details. Facilities, and just copy this. We'll update it here. After that, like we need a school accreditation. School accreditation and schools hostel. School hostel, sorry. School accreditation also we didn't update it. It is we updated. School playground is updated. School accreditation is not updated. School accreditation is in the school facilities we updated. School accreditation we didn't update it, right? We will update this. Playground facilities, school accreditation is not done. So we will do this school accreditation. Click on OK. School accreditation is done. Yes. Next is school hostel. School hostel, we will update it here. Next is school canteen. It is not updated. School canteen we will copy. School stationery. Oh, we wrongly updated here, right? So here it is school canteen. There it is school stationery. We will copy the school stationery and we will update it here. And school stationery is done. School teaching methods, we need to update this. School teaching methods. School teaching methods. Click on OK. And next is school timings. Teaching methods is updated. School timings. School timings. We will take this. School timings. We will just go here and we'll see. Have a space. We just need to remove it. School teaching methods. School timing. School achievements. We need to update the school achievements. School achievements, school awards. School uniform. School tie. So we've done everything, but it is going to fail for one value, this one, because we have a colon here. So what is that? School teaching methods. We have a colon here, but we are enclosing the values into a single quotation, right? But still we have one more quotation. So we need to input the escape sequence, which is a single quotation, so that now this will work as expected. So when we update all the values of this data table, what we need to do is we need to write the value after looping all this information. We will use write range activity. So we just need to select this file. We'll just copy this and we'll use write and this file name, and the sheet name is sheet 1. The data table is DT, school information, and we will use this add headers checkbox checked. And now and we will write the information into sheet 2, not into the sheet 1. We can write it in the sheet 2, sheet 1, it is up to us how we want to do it. And just to validate the data, before I execute for all the records, I want to write only for one record. So I'm just putting this break activity so that it will do for one row and it will update the sheet back so that I'll get to know what actually happening, at least for one record. And then we can execute for all the records. Okay. I'll remove this break activity after this. So let me run this file. So it is going for Vivekananda High School. And I'm getting this error, student strength, number of students. So if we have single quotation, right, in this also, that is the reason we are getting this issue. So let me minimize this and expand this student strength, number of students. So we will just put this escape sequence again. Click on OK and run this file. And let us see. So it is done for one record. And let us open this file and see whether the data is updated. Sheet 2. Yeah, I got all the information here, whatever is required for from the school information. So for these two records, we have a like student number of students. We have a single quotation in place. Where is that? Number of students. Yeah. So for that, we added one more single quotation mark as an escape sequence to filter the information. Okay, so that we need to take care, and we can just remove this breakpoint, break activity, and we can execute so that all the information will be done for all the records. So we have 31. So if I execute in this video, it is going to take more time. So you can just build this workflow and run the workflow. And in case if you are facing errors, please let me know in the comments so that I can try to resolve that on the next video sessions. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Skill RPI YouTube channel and also hit the bell icon.